How's it going? I am Jen, and I am a licensed athletic trainer and registered yoga instructor. And we are going to get started this morning with Take Flight in my summer yoga series. As always, if you're having any sort of pain, discomfort, things that just don't feel right, I invite you to take a child's pose or back out of that pose and kind of reset it up. Because yoga is all about moving good and feeling good and not about feeling things that are painful. And if you have any sort of injuries or anything like that, definitely listen to your body and make kind of the appropriate adjustments as needed. So here we go. We're going to get started. We're going to start on the mat. Don't need any props today. I'm excited to bring this one to you today. We're doing a couple of new things. Um, so here we go. All right, so we're going to start in table. So setting ourselves up in table, we know all about stacking our joints. Fingers are going to spread nice and wide. And then we'll just shift right to left, left to right. Just kind of give the wrists a little bit of a chance to open. Lift, heel of the hand. And then tucking the toes, I'm going to sit my hips back towards the heels. And come back into table. We'll take a few hip rock back just to begin to warm up the knees, the hips, ankles, and the soles of the feet. We'll take a few of these here. And kind of freestyle a little bit. So if you want to move the head and the neck like I am, go for it. And I'm going to spin my fingers out towards the sides and just rocking right to left. So we are going to spend a little bit of time on our hands doing a little balancing today. So we got to prep these joints for that kind of work. All right, we'll take one more sit back here. Draw the chin in towards the chest with a big breath in. Exhale out through the mouth. Awesome. Untuck the toes. I'm going to give you two options here. So we can take hero pose, which is sitting back on the heels, but this is not comfortable for everybody or for first thing in the morning if you're practicing live with me. So you could take a comfortable seat with your legs crossed, either way. But I'm going to be in hero's pose. If you'd like to join me here, awesome. Let's go for it. So taking a deep breath in. Exhale everything out. Ready to start our day. So we'll take our hands into the thighs. I'm going to press in and elevate my shoulders up towards the ears. So we're going to elevate, we're pressing, and we'll take another inhale through the nose. Exhale it out through the mouth. Good. Keep pressing into the quads. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep the shoulders elevated for this last one. So here we go. Inhale. And exhale it out. Soften through the shoulders. Awesome. All right, we'll look over the right shoulder. Over the left shoulder. Back to the center. We'll release the elbows. So rather than locking out as we just were, we'll soften the elbows. And we're going to find cat-cow. So whether we're seated or in hero's pose, we're going to mobilize the thoracic spine. Right? So super important to get the mid part of the back moving because it's directly related to your shoulder mobility. So right now, by sitting in this position or seated, I'm locking out the lumbar spine so we can focus really just on all the bones that attach to our ribs. So taking a few more cat-cows, chin to the chest, you can create some bigger motions by looking up. So I'll turn sideways so you can see. Drawing the chin towards the chest, take a big breath in. Really make space between the shoulder blades. Breathe out here. Give that head a little shake right to left. And coming back into table, taking the knees wide. The big toes will touch. We're going to take those same hip rock backs, just in a different position for the hips. And the next time that you sit back, lift the fingers, keep the heels of the palms onto a mat. Reach it forward. forward, get into that deep wrist flexion, and actively pull fingertips up towards the face. So we'll take one more, sit back, draw the fingertips up, and then we'll find ourselves back into table, and we'll stack knees under our hips, tucking toes if they're not tucked already. Breathe in, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, cover the knees. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. We're here for 1. Drop the knees. We're going to do this again. Feel the lift through the area between the shoulder blades. This is going to be really important later. So we're going to inhale. Exhale, lift the knees. Create that space between the shoulder blades by lifting through the mid-back, pressing the hands down into the mat. And we're here for 3. We're here for 2. We're here for 1. We're going to go ahead and lift the hips and straighten to the left leg. So I have to adjust my hands because this isn't quite right for me, and that's okay. Make the adjustment. Go ahead and bend the left knee, extend through the right. Inhale, bending both knees. Exhale, extend through the left. Do a nice big stretch to the back of the leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Good. Inhale, bend both knees. Sit the hips back as if you're almost in crouching type position. Gaze forward. Inhale, lift fingers. Exhale, step forward to the front of the mat, find forward fold. Give the head a little shake. The knees are nice and soft. Let's press into the shins, finding our flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe it in to stand. And roll the shoulders back, down, and away from the hips. So we're here in our mountain pose. We'll take the feet just a bit wider than our hips. Standing up nice and tall, we're engaged through the inner core line here. Tucking the tailbone down. Shoulders are soft and away from the ears. Inhale, bring the hands out to a big T. And once we find that big T, we're going to take the left arm here, cross it under the right, and bend through the elbows. So we're moving towards eagle arms. So we have one cross. We have the opportunity to take that second cross if there's space. And if there's not, it's okay. Work with the one. Wherever you are, lift the elbows, reach them away from the face. Breathe in, big shoulder opener. Exhale, soften here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, soften. Releasing the arms back out to the T. This time we'll take right arm, crossing it under the left. So we start here, cross through the elbows. We've got our eagle arms. If we have the space for the second cross, have at it. Wherever we are, we're going to lift and lengthen. Exhale, soften. Good. One more breath in. Exhale, soften. Reach the arms out towards the side. And then we'll reach up and over the head. Big beach ball over the head. We're giving imaginary squeeze here. Take another breath. Exhale, hip hinge. We'll come into a forward fold. Inhale, pressing into the shins to a flat back. Create that length in the spine. And then with the exhale, step back into push-up plank. And pause. Push-up plank. Take the feet wide. A little more stability when we step out wide. So we're going to lift through the upper back. Draw the belly button up towards the spine. Subtle lift through the hips. Take a deep breath here. Exhale it out. We're here for 3. For 2. For 1. Exhale. Knees will come down. Drop the belly. Lift the chest. Cow pose. Exhale, rounding through the upper back. Chin to chest. Cat. Exhale. Drop the belly. Cow pose. All right, here we are. Coming to a neutral spine. We'll tuck the toes and sink the hips up towards the sky. The feet are still wide here in downward facing dog.
So we're in downward facing dog. The feet are wide. Take a big breath. Drop the knees to a hover. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hover the knees. Inhale, we'll lift. Exhale, hover the knees. Inhale, we'll lift. Up onto the balls of the feet, gazing forward, bend the knees. Step forward to the front of the mat, forward fold. Taking the hands to the back of the head, create a bit of traction here. So we're not actively pulling, we're just allowing the weight of the arms to open the back of the neck. Soft knees here in our forward fold. Release the arms and roll up to stand. As we exhale, draw the hands to heart center. We're in our standing mountain pose. Let's add on. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, let's go ahead and forward fold. Inhaling to our flat back. Exhale, step back to push-up plank. We'll hold here in push-up plank, breathe it in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and lift the right foot up towards the sky, toes are down. Exhale, draw the knee towards the nose. We're in plank. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, this time draw the right knee towards the left elbow so that we'll crisscross. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step that knee towards the right elbow. Inhale, we'll lift. Exhale, knee to the nose. Step the foot forward, drop the back knee. So we're here in our kneeling lunge. Take a breath here. Exhale. All right, we'll take our back knee and we're going to swivel this lower leg back. So my right foot stayed exactly where it was. I'm going to work my hands to the inner arch. So there's going to be some variations here. If we easily reach the ground or even tap the fingers, cool. If this is like, oh, I'm collapsing, Jen, this is crazy, come up higher. So I'm going to show here, but no, you can certainly reach fingertips down. So my elbow is going to go to my inner knee. I'm going to take my left here on my hip and just drag downwards. Pressing my elbow into my knee into my elbow, creating space in the hips. Good. We'll have 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. We're pressing in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last breath in. Exhale. Take the hands, framing the front foot. Reset that back knee. Palms will place down. Lift the back knee. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe out. Step back into push-up plank. Inhale. Tip your weight forward. Drop the knees just for this first round. And lower all the way down onto the belly. Keeping the hands right underneath the shoulder blades. Lift, coming up into our cobra. Exhale, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. All right, so get the feet relatively close together, if not touching. We'll elevate the left leg. Knee to the nose, exhale. Inhale, we'll lift. Exhale, knee over towards the right elbow. Inhale, we'll lift. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, we'll lift. Exhale, step the left foot forward, drop the back knee. So taking a moment here, we'll get into the quads, hip flexors, opening up the chest. Take another breath in. All right, so we've got that hip opening work on my front leg. So my back will be to you, but I'll walk you through. So my back leg, we're going to kick it out towards the side. Walk the hands in towards the middle. And same options as before. You can take tens of fingers or bring elbow towards the inner knee. Taking the right hand to the hip, so the drag downward to create that connection, that bonding. So pressing my left elbow into my knee into my elbow. We're here for 3 breaths.
Good, last one, breathe it in. Exhale it out, framing the front foot. Get off the back knee, we'll reset to our kneeling lunge. Go ahead and pick up that left knee. Step the left foot back to meet the right or in push-up plank. Take a breath in. Reach it forward. Feel free to drop the knees if you'd like. Otherwise, we'll lower halfway. Inhaling to our back bend, so I'm in full up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Up onto the balls of the feet. Let's breathe it in. And then as we exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, come back down, forward fold. Inhale, push into the ground, or shins, flat back. Exhale, we'll fold. Step in the left foot back. We'll pivot on the back foot, set up a warrior one. So warrior one, my back foot turns out towards the side. Strong legs. Reach the upper body to an upright position. So here we are, we're set up. We're working towards these hip bones. Right now they're squared off on a diagonal. We're working towards the front of our mat. Great way to get into the groin and hip flexor. So here we are, we're in warrior one. Fingertips will rest down towards the ground. Then we'll wiggle and then reach them all the way up. Breathe it in. Exhale, open up into warrior two. So subtle change for the back foot. A little more space between my right and my left. And the arms are out to a T. Take a breath in. Breath out. Inhale, reaching the front fingertips forward. Tipping it all the way back. We'll reverse our warrior. Take a big breath in. Nice long body stretch here on the right side. And then as we exhale, we'll come up into warrior two, straightening through the front leg. Tip the hips towards your back foot. Reach it forward. Reach, reach, reach until you're going to tip over. Drop that front hand. Reach it up towards the sky. We're in pyramid. Not pyramid. Hey, triangle. All right, so we're in triangle. Big stretch here. Imagine as if you are a slice of bread in a toaster, right between two sidewalls that keep you kind of in this plane. All right, so we'll breathe it in here. Exhale, dial it all the way down, step back into push-up plank. Same option, knees down, then we'll ant front, or tip forward, lower halfway. Inhale to our back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stepping the left foot forward, dial the back foot to 45 degrees. We'll rise up slowly, strong legs. We're in warrior one. Fingertips will reach down. Your little fingers will wiggle, move that energy around. Sweep the arms up. Inhale. Big breath. Exhale, open up into warrior two. Make any subtle adjustments you need for your body. Just remembering that as you get increasingly taller, you're going to need to take up more space. Here we are, warrior two. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, we'll reach it forward. Reverse warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Straighten to the front leg. Shift the hips back. Reach it forward. Get that left hand down. Reach up towards the sky. Triangle pose. Dial the hands to frame the front foot. In our runner's lunge, let's go ahead and step it forward. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart center. And reset. We'll get ready to add on here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step the left foot back. Go ahead and spin that back heel out. Inhale. Arms coming up, warrior one. Bring out the arms to a T. We'll cross the left under the right. Take one cross or two. We're in our warrior one legged eagle arms. Take a breath. Lift the elbows up and away from the face. Exhale, opening up into warrior two. Inhale, reaches it forward. Exhale, tipping back, reverse. Go ahead and straighten through the front leg. And then we'll take a big motion here, tip it forward. And this time we'll take this top arm to the hip. Drag that left hip down and away. We'll take the hand here, pressing into the lower leg, or maybe we're up a bit higher. Taking another breath here. Exhale. Inhale, reach that top arm up towards the sky. Dial both hands to the inside of my front foot. Get on the back leg. And just as we did when we started, we're going to take the front knee and press it into the right arm. So we can keep that back knee lifted. We can drop the back knee. Do what feels better. I personally prefer the drop knee position. But if you like, you can certainly stay high in your lizard pose. And wherever you are, we're pressing this front knee into the elbow, elbow into the knee. Good. 2 more breaths here. Good. Last one. Really kick that back heel towards the back edge of the mat if your knee is lifted. Awesome stuff. If your knee is down, go ahead and pick it back up. We're going to spring forward to the front of the mat. Find forward fold. Give it like a little shaky if you'd like. Press in, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stepping the right foot back. We've got our warrior one leg. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Warrior one. Bring the hands out to our letter T. Spread the fingers out wide. Cross the right under the left. We've got one cross. Maybe we've got two. Lifting the elbows up and away from the face. Checking in with what's going on with the front knee. Make sure we've got that engagement. Lifting up. And then exhale, opening up into warrior two. Strong legs in warrior two. Take a big breath. Exhale, reverse. Straightening through that front leg. We're in reverse. And then we'll come all the way up, shifting the hips back, reach it forward. We've got triangle pose. Top arm comes to the hip. We're working to spin the chest open. Legs are strong. Take another deep breath. Exhale it out. Lift the right hand up towards the sky. Dial it all the way down. We're setting up for our lizard. As I get attacked by a spider here on my mat. So the back knee is going to lift, or we can drop it down. Hands are to the inner arch of that front leg. So I encourage you to kind of listen in to what's going on with the hips. If you have a leg lift on the other side, we'll try to do the same thing on the opposite side, but if it feels better for the other variation, we're not symmetrical human beings, so that's okay if it feels a little bit. So we're pressing knee into the elbow, elbow into the knee, lengthening through the spine. Good, we got one more breath in, and another breath out. Lengthen through that back leg, lift the knee if it's bent. We're going to take this front leg, step it back. Drop both knees. And we're going to come up into a tall, kneeling position. So your option to tuck the back toes. In traditional camel pose, we do tuck the toes. But if your soles of the feet have had enough, untuck them. It's all good. All right. Wherever we are, we're going to lift up through the chest. Tuck the tailbone under to engage the deep core muscles. Hands to the hips. I'm going to encourage you to come back about an inch. Try another inch. Feel the quads turn on. One more inch. And then bring it back to upright. Let's go again. Inhale. Drop it back an inch. Exhale. Inhale. Drop it back another inch. Good. Bring it back towards the center. We lost the tuck and we want to re-tuck. We'll keep the hands here on the low back. Lift the chest.
And imagine as if you were back bending over a giant beach ball. Easiest thing to kind of conceptualize here. Lifting and then arching over. There should be no back pain. If there is, come out, reset it. Keep lifting before back bending. And then mindfully come back to a neutral spine. Take the fingertips in front, and we're going to shift our hips back into a tiny little tiptoe squat. Right? And you might be thinking, Jen, what are you doing? This does not work for my body. So you come in as tight as you can. Right? All a process. But if you're easily getting down, cool. All right, here we are. All right. We are going to get ourselves to stand. So let's move with intention. So without using my hands, I'm going to try to stand up all the way to mountain. Good. Release the hands. Step the feet wide. And again, just be conscious of your particular stature. The taller you are, the wider you will need to be. And the toes are going to come out slightly side to side. And then as we exhale, begin to sink the hips down. Now, if we're dealing with any sort of knee pain, knee injuries, I encourage you to take the catcher squat, so baseball catcher squat. If you're feeling warm enough, hips are okay with it, and you want to drop down to a full yoga squat, that's cool too. So find your variation, and we're just going to rock side to side. Lift the heels, create some rotation, kind of get comfortable in this deep pose. And then maybe even press in, get some external rotation. Just taking some time to not force a position that doesn't want to happen. So if we're in a high squat, I encourage you to stay there and keep working into those presses. If we're able to get down to this low position, all right, cool, we're going to build on that. We're going to take the hands right in front, in line with the shoulders, and we're going to tip it forward. And then come on back. Tip it forward. And come on back. So we're preparing for what's called crow pose. That's where we're taking flight. And this might be where we stay. It's just kind of pressing. If we're feeling a little more brave, we can tuck the knees up higher onto the triceps. Really still kind of rotating and working that position. This time, we'll lift the hips and drive the knees into the upper arm bone. Maybe a toe will lift. Maybe a toe will lift. Reset it. So this is all about the play. Right? So really working on knees to triceps. And maybe as we tip forward, you lift the toes. Just keep working that yoga squat. Play a bit with crow. And I'll admit, I have fallen on my feet. So if that has happened, or that just happened, now we're all right. So here we are. We're going to begin to lift the hips up. Be mindful. So we've done this deep squat, and we'll work the toes in towards each other, about hip distance apart. Bend the knees. Take the hands. We're going to step right on the palms. So we're stepping right on the palms. The knees are pretty deeply bent. If there is space in the back of the legs to begin to extend, go ahead and work towards extension. If we are like not happening, not getting there, take the hands to the back of the chest. Release the fingertips. Let's go ahead and send that downward facing dog. Once we're done with this dog, go ahead and work the legs out a bit. And then draw the left knee in towards the nose. Setting up for pigeon. This is the familiar for most of us. So we're going to be in pigeon, lifting the upper body up to start. Take a peek over your right shoulder and look at your back foot. If it's kind of like sickling off to the side, curved off, I want you to mindfully place the top of the foot down. If nearby you have a yoga block, pillow, foam roller, anything like that, you can actually place it under this. It does not have to be all the way down. If it's lifted like mine is, that's okay. Work with that. Keep the chest lifted. Take a big breath. Exhale. We're going to take 3 more breaths here. So if you want to drop lower, if there's space, go ahead and go there, but don't force. Let's all breathe in together. Biggest one you've taken this morning or afternoon, whatever time this might be for you. And then let's go ahead and bring ourselves upright if you're not there already. Pressing into the hands, we'll tuck the back toes, lift, come back into push-up plank. Other side. Drawing my right knee forward. So there are so many ways to cue pigeon pose. So I always caution pigeon pose to protect the knee, keep the heel close to the groin. As we work this away from the body, it puts a little bit more torque on the knee. So start here where the heel is kind of tight in, and make sure that we're up on top of the quad, not rolling off to the side. So up on top of the quad. Use those props to get right under that right hip if you have them nearby. And then feel free to get deeper in pigeon as your body allows. And it's time that we're ready to breathe. We'll walk ourselves up. And rather than coming out into our push-up plank, we're going to sit back on our front hip, on our feet. Okay? And then I'm going to rotate all the way over. We're going to come into straddle. So we're in our straddle. Make sure we have space. All right. So in our straddle, we're going to flex our toes up towards the sky. This is a great place to be, is here. Once we're here in our long straddle, I like to start with my hands behind, just to prop my upper body. And this is an active pose, so we're not just kind of hanging in there. We're going to actually move through it with purpose. Right, so the toes are flexed. We're sitting up nice and tall. You should start to feel the inner leg lines turn on and feel that stretch. So I'll begin to tip myself forward. So both of my sitting bones are really rooting downwards into the mat. I'm lifting up, so I'm creating that length in opposition. And really tapping into that inhale, exhale cycle to get into these poses, to really access our joint space. All right, so I'm lengthening through the crown of my head. I'm breathing in. Exhale, we're forward folding. So we're going to kind of go back and forth with this play of breathe in, lift, exhale, lower. Okay, so I'm moving my hands to the front. You find that position of comfort. And we're going to stay for 5 breaths. So be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So if you're not uncomfortable, keep moving, keep breathing. Find that sensation. Good. Finishing out that breath cycle. And then take your time, come back up into our long straddle. And then get some flexion in towards the knees. You can draw one leg in, one leg in. And we're going to take fish pose, which we have not done yet. And I always forget about fish pose. It's an awesome one for opening up the chest. So the knees are bent. We're going to take our hands, and I'm going to slide them in my imaginary back pocket. So palm is facing down. I'm going to slide them in my imaginary pocket, and I'll actually sit on the hands. Other hand, slide it in my imaginary back pocket, and sit on my hands. Open up the chest. Begin to lean back, and come onto the forearms. So I'm sitting on my hands. My elbows are bent. I'm going to extend one leg. I'm going to extend the other leg. Pointing through the toes. And then as I breathe, open up the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your neck long, or you can drop the head back. So if this extension is a little too aggressive, draw the head back up to neutral. We're opening up the chest. That's the kicker here. So we'll take 2 more breaths here in fish. One more breath. Exhale. You kind of wedge one elbow and come onto our back. Bend the knee. Take the hands to the hips. We'll assist ourselves into that pelvic tilt, that posterior pelvic tilt. Place the arms on either side. Walk the heels in as close as we can. Inhale. Flatten the back. Downward use the mat. Engaging the abs. Exhale. Lift the hips. Stay here. We're in bridge pose for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lower down. Separate the feet wide as the mat. Drop the knees to the right, to the left, and back towards the center. Walk the feet back in line with the hips. Engage the deep core muscles. Get that posterior pelvic tilt. There we go. And lift the hips. So really expanding through all of that breath space. So lateral, front to back, diagonal. Breathe big here is the ribs. Good. One more breath. Lift the hips. And then exhale. We'll come all the way down into our back. Hug the knees in. An awesome job today working with me to take flight. Maybe that arm balance today keeps a little bit of interest. Hey, I want to work on that, or God, I hated that. I hope I never have to do it again. Whatever the judgment is of that pose or this particular flow. And just let that all go as you take a big breath. Exhale it out. Tucking really tight. And then extending the legs up towards the sky. Point, flex the ankles. And then allowing everything that's been stored in the legs to drain back towards the body. That lymphatic system is a underrated body system to get rid of the junk. So maybe if you have soreness, finish the workout, and maybe the muscles are fatigued, we'll actively pump through the ankles. And then let's come to stillness with the legs lifted. Two more breaths here. And then hugging the knees in towards the chest. And let's go ahead and turn our body all the way onto our left side. Cradling right underneath the head. They call it baby pose. And this top arm is going to go ahead and press ourselves up all the way into a comfortable seat. Can't imagine what the hair's looking right now. Don't care.
I had a great class. I hope you enjoyed it as well. All right, we'll take our hands to the heart center. Exhale it out, release the fingertips. Reach up over the head. Exhale, hands to heart center. I hope you enjoyed the class as much as I did. I look forward to seeing you in future classes. We'll be back at it with a new class next week. So have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Namaste.